What's the deal with finding keto-friendly salad dressing? Hi, in case you're new to this channel, I'm Slick Nick, your personal keto bro. And no, I'm not a doctor, dietitian, nutritionist, personal trainer, nothing like that. I'm just some random guy in Tennessee with a camera and 10,000 subscribers. And I have decided to make myself a human experiment for the whole world to see. We don't have to look at these blogs. When you Google keto, is it safe? Is it good? Is it efficient? Is it effective? No, because that's where the critics are. People who haven't actually done it and aren't doing it. Wouldn't you rather have some guy that has no real agenda other than it's a personal agenda of trying to get down to 17% body fat? But see, that's the thing. People will throw all kind of criticism about keto, but they're not people who do keto. And they're not people who were doing it right or did it right when they did it for a brief amount of time. I'm several months in now. And so I definitely want to share ultimately what is, I should call, deconstructed salad dressing for those of us in the keto cult. So I have made a video on how I break a fast, and one of the things that I go through is making my salad. I have a salad, I have kimchi, I have 3 eggs. So you're welcome to check out that video, search for it. Again, how I break my fast. You can type that on my channel, you'll probably be able to find it. But specifically, salad dressing. Because, oh, you can have ranch? Well, not really. Because one of the ingredients I'm avoiding is soybean oil. I will have olive oil, but that's about the only oil I'm gonna have. So, here's what I have come up with over these several weeks of perfected this. But keep in mind, this is deconstructed. So what I don't do is get these ingredients and mix them all up and pour it on there. Every day when I make my salad, I throw this together. And what's funny is I have it out on my counter behind me here. It's interesting because there's less ingredients in the salad itself than there are the salad dressing. So just to be clear, so I go through a container like this. Basically, it takes me like 2 days to go through this. This is 5 ounces, so I'll go through like about 2.5 ounces of this. 2 cups is what I'm looking for every day. I want to have at least 2 cups of greens, dark greens. And then in this, I'm also gonna, I'll put them in a Tupperware, but mushrooms, because mushrooms are, they have the leptins that will basically help you burn fat quicker and keep you filled quicker. And then for fun, I love, there's some jalapenos that I cut up. So that's pretty much the salad. And I put it in a mixing bowl because I gotta make room for all this stuff here. Okay, as far as the salad dressing, okay, I'm starting out with virgin olive oil because again, that has those leptins in it, and that's going to help me feel fuller. I have some balsamic vinegar that I always put in. I'll do 1 tablespoon of the oil, and I'll do about 3 of these. This isn't really counting against me in a bad way from anything I can see. There are 4 carbohydrates in it. Anything above 5 would bother me unless it has a bunch of fat, but I'm okay with that. Olives, another thing here. These have 4 grams of fat and 0 carbs. These are good for, also, again, I'm just looking at, instead of ghrelin, the hormone that causes you to be hungry, I'm looking at the one that actually is going to keep me satiated and help me burn fat better. I will throw in an avocado. This is a small one. Here's my fist. Here's avocado. So it's a small one. I will do a whole one. Whole avocado that's a small one, even though I'm starting to experiment with putting guacamole in there just because it's cheaper and it stays fresher. I found a good brand that's not very processed, but I'll check it out and then maybe I'll do a follow-up video. I put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. Of course, it's pink Himalayan salt. And then I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds. It says a serving is 1/4 cup, but basically 2 tablespoons is going to be the same thing. And if I feel like having a little bit extra fun, I'll put in some Swiss cheese. As far as the insulin index on cheese, Swiss has a really good one. There's 9 grams of fat in this and 8 grams of protein, so that's even good for protein. So when you consider all of these ingredients, if you were to put it in a blender, pour it in a bowl, whatever that would end up, Italian or whatever it would be, well, that's what I'm doing here today. It's just so much about keto is getting away from processed foods as much as possible. So ultimately, it's deconstructed. It's a deconstructed salad dressing, and I'm loving it. Let me just for fun, let me show you the bowl that I use for my salad. Okay, so this is how big the bowl is. It's got to be big enough. And to put this in perspective, this is my half-gallon bottle of water. I drink 2 of these a day. So that tells you about how big. It looks like it's about 1/4 of a gallon as far as how much it would fill. But I gotta make sure that I'm making it easy for myself to eat a bunch of roughage because, and you can check out the video below, but I created a concept, the 5 pillars of being keto. And in those, you'll see that number 1 is filling up on fat and fiber. Protein's important, but most important is that fat and that fiber. And it's not that it's 0 carbs, it's that it's between 25 and 50 grams. So you can check out the video. I have basically the intro to this cult. No, it's not a diet, it's basically a cult when you find out what all the things are, you know, filling up on fat and fiber, intermittent fasting, because I only eat between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., a 5-hour window every day. Only allow my body to have just 5 hours a day to really spike my insulin at all, but I'm purposely eating foods that won't cause it to go up much at all. And it's not just about carbs, it's also about the insulin index of those things. So check out Dr. Berg. He has a great series on all this, and type in insulin index. Man, definitely enlightening stuff. And then of course drinking a gallon of water a day, walking 2 to 3 miles a day, not running, and then sleeping 7 hours a day. So that's the 5 pillars if you want to check those out. But there you go. That's my salad dressing recipe. When I break my fast, I break it with all of this. When I finally start eating it, I want to do it with roughage. I want to do it with greens. I want to do it with fat, this fat and fiber combination. That's how I want to break my fast. And again, I'm also doing 3 eggs. I'm doing also 2 ounces of kimchi. So that's what I'm looking at. I figure if I can start every day doing that the exact same way every day, then dinner is a little bit more up for grabs. I can be a little bit more flexible. Even then though, I have a half of a sweet potato for some of my carbs, and then I do my Greek yogurt with some little bit of blueberries, and then kind of what the main dish is, well, that would always be up for grabs. I mean, today, for example, we're doing some chicken breasts that I'm gonna cook in butter, because butter is important. And I'm going to put some Indian sauce on it, like karma or whatever it's called, korma, and heavy on the fat, low on the carbs. So that's what I'm gonna have for dinner. But it's important to me that for the 2 meals I eat, at least this first one is gonna be full of these veggies and these things that are gonna keep me fuller faster. And then even tonight I will have some Brussels sprouts as well. But if nothing else, I'm getting a good amount of fat and fiber for my first meal of the day. Thanks for watching my video on my deconstructed salad dressing.